guys? It's really over. The end of an era.
You know what I have to say? Good fucking riddance and fuck this city. I'm so happy I never have to live here again.
I love that the only things left are our random paintings that they're gonna cover up. Well, adios, you shithole. There was a lot about this place that we didn't enjoy, but a lot of memories made here.
Like the crazy Mexican.
Oh my god, the lady who would always scream. You guys met her in Vlogmas one night. Holy fuck. Wow. Buy Stefan's painting. Buy our paintings. That's the only thing I care about.
Alexis's painting.
And Alexis's painting. Buy 627 South Normandy. Presenting my period stain to the world.
Can I see that camera? Let me show how well I fucking packed this show. Look in here. With the blanket covering everything. I didn't have to use a single strap. I didn't do anything. Now it's just packed all the way perfectly. Then we just throw this period mattress in. Oh, the fucking back. Slide the door down. And boom. We are good to go.
Hell yes, dude. Buy block that always has trash all over it.
I'll go get some ham and cheese croissants.
Larry and I are gonna go head to the Schwartz's while Finley grabs some breakfast. And all of my car is just like packed with things from the kitchen that we didn't have enough boxes for. And then plants. Okay, let's go say bye to the fam. Larry and I just went to say bye to the Schwartz's. Oh, nobody cried, which was great, including myself. I was a little shocked that I had no tears running, but it was more of a happy goodbye. They're really happy for us and are really excited to come and visit. And they said that they're gonna ship Jaden and Leah off to us whenever they can. And I was like, please, I would love that. I would love to watch your kids, okay, while you're out living it up. They gave me Girl Scout cookies, these yellow and white striped placemats. All of the stuff is kind of packed away in the car, so that's why I'm not showing it to you. And then they also gave me a Pluto stuffed animal. And I gave them that Pluto stuffed animal like probably, I don't know, 8 years ago. I don't know, somewhere around there. But yeah, so they gave it back to me and told me to give it to my future kid. And I was like, that's Larry for now, but I'll let you know. So yeah, we're gonna start our trip to Oregon now, buddy. Oh, look at the sun beaming on your silly little head. Okay, here we go. Bye, LA. Just kidding, I'm still here for probably an hour. Trying to mosey my way through the traffic. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm vlogging on my phone today because I just don't need a huge DSLR to vlog with when I have the wonderful quality of an iPhone 7. Okay, we haven't spoken in a while, guys, but look at all of the bug deaths on my windshield right now. It's so much worse looking through this in person, but I'm sure you can just tell how disgusting it is. That's my favorite one right there, the huge splash. Oh, fuck. Wow. R.I.P. Hi guys, so I started my drive at about 9:30 and it's about 4:30 right now. So I've gone a solid 7 hours. I think I still have around 6 hours to go, more or less. And I passed Finley a while back in our old Pansky, and I was just like speeding up next to him being like, woo-hoo! And I don't know, we did that probably about 4 times, just slowing down and then passing each other again. And that was the last time I saw that guy. But in the time between that and talking to you guys, I also went to Taco Bell. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I had an incident a couple weeks ago on a road trip where I asked for 3 cheesy bean and rice burritos, and one of those 3 burritos was a beefy Frito burrito. And guys, when I bit into that burrito, I only luckily bit into tortilla, and then I was like, this smells weird. And I like looked at it and I was like, what the fuck? Opened it up and I was like, holy fuck, I almost just ate beef. Wow. The last time I ate meat was an accident in 2014 when I accidentally bought chicken sushi instead of shrimp sushi. That was when I was a pescatarian. Also, if you guys didn't know this, I was a pescatarian from when I was like 10 until the beginning of 2017. And then I just stopped eating fish, so now I'm full vegetarian. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but oh yeah. Basically, I had a Taco Bell incident where that shit happened, and I was like, I'm never going to Taco Bell again. But dude, the cheesy bean and rice burritos are so good, especially if you guys don't like spicy things like me. I always get it without the jalapeno sauce, because on top of queso they put jalapeno sauce in the queso or something. I don't fucking know, but it's very spicy to me and I don't like it. Anyways, guys, I wanted to talk to you for a couple of reasons. One, just because it's been fucking 6 hours and I didn't really have many updates other than still driving, you know? But one update that I have for you is that I just finished a podcast that Finley and I started listening to this past week. It's called S-Town, aka Shit Town. That's the real name of it, but like the name of it on the podcast app is S-Town. And it's basically just about this super shit town in Alabama, and it goes in chapters. It's from the makers of the Serial podcast. If you guys like that podcast, you would probably like this one. I think that's why Finley originally got like recommended it. Anyways, it was really fantastic. I just finished it now and just loved it. Loved every second of it, honestly. Also, side note, most of the time when I'm on these road trips, I don't see many cops. At least it doesn't really feel like it, but it's a Saturday today and I have passed in this amount of hours like at least 8 cops pulling people over on the side of the road, and you know, just it's just a lot. I just saw another one, that's why it came up on my mind. But anyways, the podcast, I would just recommend it. I wanted to I can't speak today, apparently. I wanted to chat about it a little bit because I thought that the man who the podcast was about, this guy John B. McLemore, was just so fucking interesting. Like, he was the most entertaining country man. I always talk in a country accent. I'm always like, hell yeah, brothers. And he literally sounded exactly like the voice that I imitate most days in conversation, and it was just so entertaining to listen to him talk. Like, the words that he used to describe things, like turd and like fucking shit town and these hicks out here with their it was so funny to me. I don't know, just because I come from the South, I guess. And sometimes people would have like little accents where I lived, but it was more little things like y'all and saying ma'am and sir and driving trucks. It was nothing really like excessive Southern accents and like spitting tobacco into bottles and random shit like that. I'm on a tangent, but really good podcast. So yeah, I wanted to chat about that first off. Second off, I just wanted to chat about my emotional state leaving LA today, because like I was talking to you guys in yesterday's vlog about, it was definitely really emotional to say bye to Stefan. But honestly, dude, like, I did not have any goodbyes where I actually cried, which I think is just interesting, because when I moved from Georgia to LA, it was definitely emotional as fuck. And also, I think this is interesting. I doubt my mom has been watching my vlogs at all. But when I moved to LA, my mom, like, it's not like she didn't care, but she wasn't like, oh my god, it's so beautiful out there, I'm so excited to come visit, and blah, blah, blah. Like, my parents have come to visit twice in the 3.5 years that I lived in LA. And my parents are more like forest folk, like I am. They're not like big city people, you know? So I can, you know, understand why they didn't really come to visit that often. But anyways, I just don't really think that they ever fully loved me living in LA. My dad definitely didn't, because it was just way too much fucking money. And my mom definitely didn't, just because of the mountains that weren't there and the forests that wasn't existing. Not that LA doesn't have forests, but they're not lush and green and beautiful to walk through. They're kind of deserty and more desolate, dry, dead, all of that. So I'm definitely really fucking excited just to move to more of a green state, in more ways than one, other than just the lushness and the trees and the environment. But just like, I'm also excited to be an Oregon resident, because they care more about the environment there. Like, even in cities like Portland, it's a very like environmentally friendly city. You know, a lot of biker folks and a lot of just, there's recycling bins on all of the fucking streets, and LA just has these giant trash cans and people throw their trash everywhere and no one cares, and it smells. And yeah, I'm not going to try to complain too much in this clip because obviously LA served me well for a period of time, but I'm so fucking excited for just like a new chapter of life. And obviously when you have these new chapters, you just sit there and you reflect and you're like, hell yeah, that was a good like 3.5 years that I lived out there. If you haven't been following me for a while, I moved out to LA when I was 17 and graduated high school a year early so I could do that. And moved in with my sister, and then we parted ways and lived separately, and I lived on my own for the first time in Koreatown, saved up enough money to move to a studio downtown because downtown LA is fucking expensive. And then after a while of getting sick of the amount of rent I was paying and my AC breaking all the time and living 2 blocks away from Skid Row, I said, hey, you know, and being 3 nights a week basically at Finley's because we were spending so much time together, I was just like, what the fuck, I need to not do this lease anymore. And I had already lived there for a year, so that was possible for me. So yeah, I moved in with Finley, put all of my shit in storage, and I unpacked that storage unit yesterday. We, you know, packed up Finley's place yesterday, and here we are. Well, I guess here I am, alone with Larry sleeping on my lap. He's too cute to pick up right now to show you guys. I don't want to wake him. And yeah, just like I said, excited to start a new chapter of life. And as I've been reflecting, I'm just like, damn dude, when I first moved out to LA, it was like all glitter and glitz and rainbows. And now when I think about LA, I'm like, it's just smog and smoke, literally, with the fucking wildfires we just had. Also, I drove by like the actual mountains because I hadn't been on the 405 where that fire was today, but I passed by that way when I was leaving the Schwartz's and getting onto the 405 to go north, and I saw just like, oh my god, so many burned mountains in a row, and I was just like, oh my fucking lord, wow. Not that Oregon doesn't also have wildfires, but they do more, at least like controlled burning to make it a little less bad. And they still have really vast forestry on top of that, but LA really doesn't have that much forestry. But yeah, LA was just so different when I moved there like 3.5 years ago, and everything from like, you know, the population was a lot smaller. I honestly want to look up a statistic of how many people have moved there since 2014, like myself. Sorry this is such a long rant, but like I think this is going to be, you know, the peak of the vlog. So if you're bored, sorry. We're gonna get there really fucking late tonight, like almost midnight, so it's just gonna be driving until then, and I just figured I'd do some chats, and I hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, I was just like really young and excited, and when I think back to 2014 and how much my friend group has changed, I'm just like, oh my god, dude, 2014 was like really fun because it was kind of felt like college for all of my friends and I. If you didn't follow me back then, my main friend group was my sister Lindsay, Claudia Saluski, Maddie Bragg, Drew McDonald, Lexi Lombard, who else? Jack Barron, Emily June, Alex Weiss as well, A-Dubs. I never see like any of those people anymore, literally. Like occasionally I'll see Drew, occasionally I'll see Emily since she just moved back to LA, and Claudia is just a busy bee, and when I can lock her down and hang out with her, then we hang out. But other than that, I do not hang out with like any of those people anymore. And it's just so interesting to me to like think back to that time and just like how different everything was, you feel me? I'm not gonna get too emo about it because, you know, friends and friend groups change, and those people are still very dear to my heart, and I love them all a lot and wish them only the best. But times have changed, man, and like, so that was really my core group of friends. Like, we were all just young and YouTubers, and we all lived in like a 2-mile radius from each other, literally like could walk down the street to each other's places. And Maddie would come up and stay weekends with me when she was still living at her mom's house in Orange County, and like when Alex was going to school in Boston, she decided to spend an entire like summer out in LA because she wanted to transfer colleges and come out here, and so she like lived with Lindsay and I on our couch for a couple weeks or maybe a month, who knows, probably more. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just reminiscing on all the memes and like just how strangely different everything is now. Not strange in a bad way, but just like, wow, I don't even really have like a friend group anymore, I would say. I really just have like individual relationships with people, which I honestly kind of prefer because it ends up being less of like a mob mentality. Not that friend groups are bad. I think having a circle of friends is tight, but like we were all doing the same thing. It's hard to, you know, get much diversity in there of people that you're meeting and spending time with and the things that you guys are talking about and such and such. I'm not even saying this as a complaint, just as like an observation, you know? But yeah, man, I am excited to leave LA just to have like a clean break, because I've been, you know, just living there in like an LA apartment, like half of the people that you guys probably fucking follow, you know? So the diversity factor is coming into my realm, which is cool, I guess. Somebody was telling me that the other day. Oh, I got coffee with Devin Carlson and her boyfriend Jesse, and Jesse was talking about that because I was telling them like I just don't need to be in LA anymore. I don't think I ever really truly needed to be in LA. I just wanted to be, and it's not like I ever picked up like acting while I was out there. I never really had a drive to do that or do like music or anything, which are like the two main industries in LA. And so Jesse was like, yeah, I mean, like you said, you don't need to be out here for anything other than hanging out with your friends, and other than that, like you could just go and flap your wings somewhere else. More or less, that's what he said. But we were talking about that, like kind of having the different factor other than, you know, all the other people that are on YouTube. And I'm not trying to be like shit talking everybody else who's still doing that, because I just fucking did that for 3.5 years, you know what I mean? But I grew sick of LA. It's an ugly city. Like I'm not trying to be rude, but it is not a pretty city. And from the time when I moved there, when I was saying it was all like glitter and glitz and rainbows and ribbons and shit, it just declined. The traffic got so much worse, and so many more people bring so much more pollution and smells and trash and all of these things. And I'm actually gonna make a video about just some like really, honestly at this point, comical experience I had living in different places in LA, and all of the like horror stories I had. I'm just gonna make a story time about like my living situations, because I'm just so happy to not live in an apartment complex anymore. Like I know I'm not at my house yet, but you guys will see it's like on literally 5+ acres of land. I think it's like 5.15 acres or something. We have like all this forest behind us. It's at the end of a logging road, so it's not even in use right now, being logged. Sorry if the camera's shaking, I'm just trying to fix that. Anyways, the only time that anybody will be going back there, basically, is what I'm trying to say, is when it's being logged. And other than that, we have like infinite exploration behind our house, and a creek and a barn, and it's like a little cabiny looking place, and it's just so beautiful, and I'm so fucking excited. Oh my god, because living in an apartment, you have so many things that you're just not even responsible for, you know, like how the lobby looks of your building, and if people make the hallway smell bad, it's not your responsibility, but you have to live with it. And Finley's place that we just moved out of in Koreatown was definitely more decent than the place that I fucking lived at in Koreatown. I despise that place. I actually tried to break my lease at that place. I'll definitely tell the horror stories of that fucking place in a story time at some point. And I'm not even trying to rant for too long here. But yeah, Finn's place was cool, but his landlady just like really didn't fuck with me for some reason. I never understood why. She just never liked me, and so I just had a really like uncomfortable relationship with her. Like she was just so rude to me every time I saw her, and I was just like, what did I do to you, you know? And yeah, I am getting on a tangent now, but basically I'm excited not to live next to crackheads or 2 blocks away from Skid Row, because people who are that unstable coming into your daily life is honestly very stressful. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, woe is me, fuck my life, but that's such an anxiety-ridden thing to have in your everyday life, you know what I mean? And that's what would give Finley a lot of anxiety in the city, because he grew up on like 180 acres of Virginia land and then moved from there to Los Angeles. And like, it's just such a culture shock when you do something like that. so he never really ever fully adjusted to the city. And I don't know, after living downtown and then like falling in love with him, we both just got progressively more overwhelmed with everything. And yeah, it was just time to part ways. And this has been a 20-minute rant, so I'm gonna leave you guys now and probably listen to more podcasts and eat my cheesy bean and rice burrito, because I got 3. Okay, well, thanks for listening. I hope I wasn't complaining or ranting too much in that. I'm just trying to be honest, man. Okay, love ya. Talk to you when I have something to talk to you about, I guess. Ooh, Lake Shasta. Looking beautiful, but a little drained, but still beautiful. We hiked here the last time on our last road trip that we took to go check out houses. Stunning. Okay guys, the lighting might be slightly shitty right now, and I apologize. I just have my car lights to light me right now. But it is 12:08 a.m. and I've just made it to the house. I'm just sitting here in the car waiting for Finley to arrive with the truck, because he said he would be here around like 12:15 or so. And honestly, few reasons I'm not going in the house. First off, because I don't want to like christen it without him. You know, like I want us walking. This is really kind of silly of me, but also kind of cute, I think. I just don't want to walk in alone and just be like alone in the big house when he could just be here with me, you know? And 2, I'm also slightly scared. Not because it's a bad area, it's just so quiet, and it's like culture shock for me, like coming from the city to immediately this. And I'm just a little spooked. Also, I think because I was just listening to like a spooky podcast. I was listening to Up and Vanished, and it's basically just about like a Georgia woman who goes missing and all of the tales of all of the people involved and whatnot. After I posted about S-Town on Snapchat, one of my friends, Virginia, she replied back and was like, hey, you should listen. Do you have something to say to the camera, Larry? You're just gonna wait? Okay. Anyways, my friend Virginia told me to listen to Up and Vanished, so I was listening to a good bit of it, but and it's good and all, but I got kind of just bored in some ways, because I had been listening to that other, I finished S-Town and I was kind of podcasted out by the time I was listening to it. 1 and 2, I just don't like the way that it's so short, because they don't pack enough information into the episodes, like the S-Town ones. Oh my gosh, I see him, my man. I see him coming down the road with the moving truck. Iconic. Anyways, S-Town was like hour-long, or kind of a little bit less long episodes, but the one that I'm listening to now, Up and Vanished, is like 20-minute episodes. It's just like, what the heck? Not enough information for 20 minutes. Okay, Larry, let's go and see the new house. Larry, when we toured this place, didn't even get out of the car, so this is a first for him as well. Okay, let's go. When we toured this place, I wrote this while the lady Susan was showing Finley like around another place, and then we were coming out this back door and he looked at it and was like, what the, it says I love Finn.
I did think it was just here, for sure.
And these little sunflowers, these fake sunflowers are outside. Sorry, Larry, I don't want to blind you, buddy. Okay, Bubble Up, come in. Welcome home, Larry. It's our basement down there. It is chilly in here. It smells like a new house. All them lights.
Oh shit! There we go.
There we go.
Fucking lighting I can do. God damn. I was spending some time in here.
Larry's figuring out the stairs.
Wow, Bubby! Woo!
I thought he would be scared of them. This is amazing. Look. Good old banister. It's a real ass tree. Hell yes. This is our room. What do you freaking think? have the annoying flash on. Look, more sunflowers. That's a freaking cute light switch. This is your
I guess I never cleaned the
move-in
sink.
tour. Yeah, we can like Mr. Clean Magic erase that shit.
At least the water looks good.
Yeah, the bathtub is the same way, but that's pretty classic for move-in stuff.
Fucking
I never
Pacific
realized the pine
Northwest.
cones either.
Oh.
Larry, what the
You know, so you can just run around the whole space.
heck? Okay, I thought the flash wasn't gonna come on again, but it did. So here we go. This is the second room, the downstairs bedroom, and it has a closet and everything, and a damn ass bathroom.
Oh, nice.
So,
Look, this is totally an office bathroom sink. So
it really is. It's very fancy.
This is perfect, actually.
Yeah. This is our bed setup for the evening, just in the middle of the living room, because we didn't want to
wake up to the. Hopefully, the sun.
Yeah, because we have these big open windows, so hopefully we'll just wake up to some
Possibly just the Pacific Northwest mist.
the mist. Yeah, could wake up to some fog. Yeah, it is freaking cold. So we have stacked up the blankets, cranked up the heat, and we're gonna go to freaking sleep. Our normal, like our bedroom that we're gonna be sleeping in is up there, but for tonight, this is it. Guys, this all being said, I need to hit the friggin' hay, and so does Finlay, because it's been a 14-hour drive, and...
Which I hate. Did that rhyme too? Kind of. What?
14-hour drive, which you hate?
Finlay, I hate. That was pretty lame. It's been a long day.
Yes, but we are very happy to be here, and are just gonna go to sleep now, and then I'll talk to you tomorrow when we're unpacking real things. Okay. Where's the freaking light? Oh, over here. Good night. Stay smiling.
Well, I can dream again. Yeah, I'm home now.